Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates, starting with Joao Felix, as Barca have ruled out a move for the 50 million rated forward due to economic reasons. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about Nico Gonzalez, as Barca have reached an agreement with Porto over the sale of the young star with a buyback option. We are also going to be looking at that. So guys, as we get right into the stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Journalist Helena Condes of COPE has exclusively claimed that Barcelona have ruled out a move for Atletico Madrid forward Joao Felix as they see this operation extremely unfeasible financially. Felix's links with Barcelona were renewed in the last couple of days when the player went on to admit that he dreams of playing for Barcelona. The forward, who spent the second half of the 2022-23 season on loan at Chelsea, said that the Blaugrana have always been his first choice and that he would love to play for the team one day. Only a couple of hours before, reports emerged that Barca and Atletico Madrid established contacts to discuss the transfer, but as it turns out, considering the financial implication of the move, Barcelona have decided to rule out the opportunity. The contact between the two La Liga giants involving the Portuguese was related to a loan move with a purchase option. At present, Barcelona are in no condition to pay any kind of transfer fee. Hence, a loan deal with a buy option was seen as the best possible solution. Interestingly enough, the team from the capital city, Atletico, was also interested in an exchange deal with the likes of Ferran and Frank Kessié, likely to be involved in the transfer. As far as the acquiring of Felix is concerned, even if Barca sign him on loan, they would have to bear his entire salary. Apart from covering the loan fee, that means the cost of the operation could go up to 25 million euros. So even if Barca wanted to sign Felix, financial constraints would have prevented them to go ahead in the first place. Beyond that, the Portuguese ace, whose market value stands at 50 million euros, was not a priority for manager Xavi Hernandez. Above all, La Liga made themselves clear to both teams that this transfer cannot go ahead due to the financial fair play situation. So as things stand, despite the reported formal talks, a move appears to be off the table. Of course, this will not come as the greatest shock. We know what Barca have been through and what they are still going through in terms of their financial stability. And definitely, I think that Joao Felix was a very great opportunity for us to pass by. But when things are above you, you just have to say, look, let's just keep this one side because we can't bring this club down because of a player that we want to go for. Of course, when he made that interview the other day through Fabrizio Romano, he made it clear. And Barca now started trembling as to how can they get this deal done? How can they make use of this huge opportunity? You know, because honestly, left to me, I really wanted Joao Felix to come, as many Barca fans would like him to come as well. I think he's far better than many of those forwards or many of those wingers we have. Last season, our wingers were not doing a good job, to be honest. Apart from Rafinha, I think the rest of our wingers were poor. They were poor, let's admit the fact. And I still don't get it how on earth Xavi will not prioritize strengthening that forward role and still thinking that the likes of Lewandowski will do the job. No, no. Because right now, there is no guarantee that those players will step up. Vitor Roque, who was the backup for Lewandowski, will arrive by next season. Why? Because of financial reasons, because of registration issues. And that is a problem. That is why Joao Felix's signing could have been making sense. But when we got the report of a possible swap, or like talking about Ferran Torres and Frank Kessié involved in that deal, I still don't understand why Barca haven't pushed through with that proposal. Because Ferran Torres, for one, has been out of form. And it seems as though Xavi wants to keep him, whatever, because ever since before the season ended, there were already reports that Ferran Torres will leave. But out of some shocking reasons whatsoever, I don't know. Up to now, Barca are not even putting efforts to sell some of these players who are considered as transferable and out of favor. I think it makes no sense keeping Ferran Torres when there's an opportunity that Atletico are open for him to come to their club, whereas they can send Joao Felix, who is a quality player, to Barca. I think if Barca don't go more into that to see if there's a possibility, then I don't think there's any seriousness in this report. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, after Pablo Torres' loan exit, it appears that Barca are close to completing the departure of yet another young midfielder this summer, with Nico Gonzalez likely to be on his way to FC Porto. Indeed, according to MD, Barca and Porto have reached agreement for the transfer of the 21-year-old, with the Catalans retaining a repurchase option for the future. After having spent the last season on loan at Valencia, Nico returned to Barca hoping to find a place in Xavi's plans, but given a number of options in midfield, there was simply no way the Spaniard could feature regularly. As such, he was told to find a new club to leave either on loan or permanently. A number of La Liga clubs had shown interest, but Porto appeared to be the frontrunners for some time now, with the Portuguese heavyweight offering Champions League football for the midfielder. An agreement between the player and the club was reported to be closed earlier this week, and now Barca and Porto have also agreed a deal in principle over a transfer. The Portuguese bigwigs are reluctant to include a buyback option for Barca in the operation, but eventually gave in and accepted the clause. With an agreement between the two clubs sealed, the deal is now hinging on Nico agreeing personal terms with Porto. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.